Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commencement exercises at the University of San Francisco. The ceremony is about to begin, and we ask your help to make it enjoyable for everyone. Please respect the structure and function of this beautiful house of worship, and do not stand on the pews or sit on the altars or the altar railings at the side of the church. Live video viewing is provided in the Pedro Rupe room and in Cowell Hall room 106 and 107 to increase your viewing options. Please turn off all audible ringers on cell phones so that friends and family members may enjoy the ceremony. If you have been saving seats, please give them up now to allow those standing to have a place to sit during the ceremony. When the ceremony is over, please exit through the doors at the rear of the church. And now, please rise.
afternoon. My name is Don Heller. I'm Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. The University of San Francisco was founded by Anthony Murawski of the Society of Jesus in 1855. USF began as St. Ignatius Academy in a humble one-room schoolhouse built amidst the sand dunes of an undeveloped Market Street in downtown San Francisco. USF is proud of the graduates who have preceded you over the last century and a half. We're confident that you too will fulfill the university's Jesuit Catholic mission of educating intelligent, effective, and compassionate leaders who will fashion a more humane and just world. Presiding at this morning's exercises is the Reverend Paul J. Fitzgerald of the Society of Jesus, the 28th President of the University. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, and the administration of the University, I take great pleasure in calling to order the 158th Annual Commencement Exercises of the University of San Francisco School of Management. Now please remain standing for the National Anthem sung by Ms. Cheryl Kane, Assistant to the Dean in the School of Management, and for the invocation offered by Dr. Drew Ha, Assistant Professor in the school, our national anthem.
God of peace and creation, today we celebrate the accomplishments of students who have learned and grown as they have longed for this moment. We invoke your blessings upon them. We are grateful for teachers who have given of themselves in ways that will only be understood with the passage of time. We are grateful for the families who have sacrificed much. We are grateful for the friends who learned from them and taught them as only peers can. Most of all, we are grateful for these students. May they continue working to move our world toward its potential. Please help these graduating students and all of us create a world marked by peace, justice, and compassion beyond measure. Please help us achieve a state of internal peace and a peace within the human collective. This is our prayer. Amen.
Please be seated. Chair of the University Board of Trustees, Mr. Stephen A. Hamill, will formally open the ceremony. Chair Hamill.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor to formally open the 158th commencement exercises of the University of San Francisco School of Management. A rowdy crowd this afternoon, I like it. The distinctiveness of your Jesuit education stems from its deep-rooted history and a mission grounded in intellectual rigor and faith that does justice. Since its beginnings 480 years ago, Jesuit higher education remains committed to academic excellence, service, leadership, and a holistic experience. With your Jesuit education, you are equipped to discern a moral and ethical path in life, to be persons of integrity and generosity who have the ability to make a difference in the world. These treasured values will be challenged throughout your life. Embrace these challenges. Lead those who stray, and fill your hearts with compassion. Let us also acknowledge those who have invested in your future, loved you, encouraged you, and supported you unconditionally. These individuals, your family, friends, and your dedicated professors deserve your thanks and recognition. Please join me now in recognizing all those who helped you make today possible. Today, you join the ranks of many millions of alumni of Jesuit universities around the world. We know the future is in good hands. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chair Hamill. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Keith Avery Honig, candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, who is representing the class of 2017 as its speaker today. Mr. Honig.
Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. President Fitzgerald, Provost Heller, Dean Davis, distinguished trustees, esteemed faculty, friends, and families, and a special welcome and congratulations to the graduating seniors of the class of 2017. I know many of us remember 4 years ago when we gathered in a ceremony very similar to this, when all our different paths converged at Convocation. In fact, on that very day, my mother placed this same USF pin on my t-shirt, solidifying my place at the University of San Francisco. And now, here we are, meeting again, one last time, as we get ready to begin our lives, maybe wondering what shape or form that might take. But no matter what our individual journeys look like, no matter where each of us goes, know that we go with privilege. We hear the word privilege a lot these days, especially at USF. We can define privilege as a set of unearned benefits given to people who fit into a specific social group. By referencing this definition, I am not implying that our degrees are unearned. I know each and every one of us has studied long, late, and hard, set alarm clocks way too early, managed school and work, juggled papers and exams all due at the same time, or sometimes struggled to maintain the GPAs for our scholarships. No, we earned our degrees. The kind of privilege I am talking about is the privilege that we even find ourselves here. the fact that college was an option for us, the fact that we did not have to drop out, lasted 4 years, and are blessed and fortunate enough to have made it to this day. Because if the world consisted of only 100 people, only 7 would have a college degree. My own personal journey started very early. I was adopted at birth in Washington, D.C. As a black baby, I traveled to the home of a woman from the Netherlands and a Jewish man from the United States, with friends and extended family from all over the world. I arrived at a racial and cultural landscape that offered me great opportunities. It gave me the confidence and empathy to travel through different communities with comfort and without preconceived notions. My upbringing also gave me the chance to stand right here, right now, with the privilege and responsibility to enter this world with the sense of humanity and empathy that USF is founded upon. One reason I chose to attend this university is because I wished to go to a business school where I could, as the banners invite, learn how to run a multinational corporation and still get into heaven. On behalf of the current graduating class, I want to express the gratitude all of us have for this university. The professors who have taught us, our families who have supported us, our friends and fellow students who have helped each of us get to this moment. On a personal note, I want to recognize the remarkable women, our mothers at home and our mentors here at USF, who recognized our ambition and have supported our journeys. I also want to remember my childhood best friend, Aziz, who is no longer with us, and all others in my life and in yours who cannot be with us today. In closing, I will leave you with a quote from my president, Barack Obama. Who inspires us with these words: "For everywhere in this country, there are first steps to be taken. There is new ground to cover. There are more bridges to be crossed. And it is you, the young and the fearless at heart, the most diverse and educated generation in our nation's history, who the nation is waiting to follow." Again, thank you and a heartfelt congratulations to us all.
Thank you, Mr. Honig. I am now pleased to introduce Dr. Elizabeth Davis, Dean of the School of Management, who will present today's honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker. Dean Davis.
It is my pleasure to present our honorary degree recipient and today's commencement speaker. Will Dr. Regina Benjamin please rise? Father President, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my privilege to present for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, Dr. Regina Benjamin, founder and CEO, Bayou Clinic, Inc., and the 18th Surgeon General of the United States. Dr. Jacqueline Francis, Adjunct Professor of Art and Architecture in the College of Arts and Sciences, will read the citation.
Regina Benjamin, MD, MBA. Long before you were appointed American Surgeon General, dubbed an angel in a white coat by the New York Times, and awarded a Genius Grant from the MacArthur Foundation, you were a compassionate country doctor committed to social outreach, wellness, and serving patients who could not pay for medical services. You drove your pickup on the back roads of Alabama's Gulf Coast to make house calls in Bayou La Batterie. You treated shark bites, liver disease, and other diseases in your efforts to improve the quality of life, one patient at a time, in a fishing village featured in Hollywood films and framed by harrowing poverty. You first came to Bayou La Patrie with the National Health Service Corps as a young medical student, committed to work for 3 years in an underserved community. You extended your stay by nearly 3 decades because you saw great need. You are the founder and CEO of the Bayou La Patrie Rural Health Clinic. You are still making a tremendous difference in that community, where nearly 80% of your patients live below the poverty line. In a town without doctors, you have demonstrated the power of one. You have raised the visibility of the impoverished and chronically ill on a national scene by digging in and speaking out at every opportunity. Using your high-profile career as an Obama cabinet appointee, a national public health care leader, the first African-American woman to head a state medical society, and your well-deserved recognition, you have illuminated the shocking struggles of the medically underserved in this wealthy nation. As Surgeon General, you were named among the 100 most trusted people in America. You received the Nelson Mandela Award for Health and Human Rights and a Papal Cross from Pope Benedict XVI, among litany of honors. You have built networks and coalitions to explore the connection between housing conditions and residents' health, to increase funding for your clinic and your research, and to shift the focus of the nation's public health professionals from disease to prevention and wellness. As the nation's top doctor, you promised that no one would fall through the cracks of the healthcare system on your watch. You saw firsthand how easily that can happen. The deep chasms in our nation's healthcare system claimed your father, mother, and brother, all of whom died from preventable diseases because they lacked health insurance or the ability to pay. Your outrage made you strong. Just as this university fought its way back from the ashes of the 1906 earthquake and fires, you have been resilient and determined to rebuild after deadly hurricanes, Hurricane George in 1998 and Hurricane Katrina in 2005, after flooding and after a fire destroyed your clinic. Your passion to serve your patients against all odds has been their salvation. You have defined your life by the lifelines you offer those who can barely hold on. Your lifelong ministry as a compassionate healer, exemplary teacher, and passionate public health advocate reveals you as a strong Catholic woman for others in the best Jesuit tradition. The university does, therefore, confer upon Dr. Regina Benjamin the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto, given this 20th day of May, in the year of our Lord, 2017, and of the university, the 162nd, in San Francisco, California.
Well, good morning. I wonder how did she know all of that stuff? I really didn't tell her. I do want to say thank you so much to Father Fitzgerald, Professor Jackie Francis for nominating me for this wonderful award, to the dean, the trustees, the faculty, parents, family, and friends, but especially to my new classmates, the class of 2017. Congratulations on all your accomplishments, and we expect great things from you. It's very important, and I really want to say how honored I am to be a part of your special day. And as your class president said, today you're joining a small group and a very small percentage of the world's population that has a college degree. And you're getting a degree from a preeminent, internationally recognized liberal arts school that places the service of humankind at the core of its values. A school that educates leaders who will fashion more humane and justice world. From a school where you had small classes and faculty that were committed to excellence in teaching and coursework that enhanced your ability to perform beyond the classroom. You really are blessed, and we're very proud of you. And as was stated earlier, I was the United States Surgeon General, but most people don't know what the Surgeon General really does. So I thought I'd just take a minute and tell you, in addition to having our warning on the cigarette package, which is what most people know, and it's very important, by the way. As Surgeon General, my job really was to protect and advance the health of American people. And while the formal title is Surgeon General, the rank on my uniform is actually that of a 3-star admiral in the Public Health Service. The only person that outranked me was President Obama. And that's a good person to have outrank you. The Public Health Service is a little-known branch of the military. Just like the Air Force protects our skies, the Navy, our shores, the Public Health Service protects the public's health. And so you can drink clean water, you can go and comfortably go to a restaurant, you can be assured that you will not have to worry about things that some other nations do because you have a whole army of officers out there looking after your behalf. So I want to share with you a little bit about my personal experiences and hopefully stimulate some of your ideas on how you can continue to make a difference in your lives. When I was an intern, right after medical school, I attended the Medical Association of Georgia's annual meeting. And one of the intense issues that was being debated was that sexually transmitted diseases needed to be taught in medical school. Well, I stood up in a room with maybe 20, 25 people, and I said I'd never seen certain diseases except in a textbook, so I thought there was a need. The resolution passed, and the Georgia delegation, they forwarded that resolution to the American Medical Association. And they sent me to the AMA to speak to the issue, and it passed. And within 6 months, every medical school in this country was encouraged to include sexually transmitted diseases as part of their core curriculum. I learned that one person can make a difference, whether it's in medical policy or in medical practice. And I learned that I could make a difference in medical practice when the National Health Service Corps sent me to Biola Battery. It's a pretty place, but it's a poor place. I found a community of working poor, too poor to afford medical care, but too rich to qualify for Medicaid. I liked the people, I liked the community, and I wanted to practice medicine there. But I quickly learned that practicing medicine wasn't just sewing up the shark bites. I had to deal with the land sharks, the regulators, the reviewers, and the red tape, not knowing I'd ever go in the government and be part of that red tape, but part of the things that I learned. So I stayed involved. I stayed involved in every organization I could to help my patients get services. I learned that their problems went beyond what my prescription pad could take care of. The social determinants of health, like adequate housing, especially after Katrina, employment opportunities, clean water. And I had to learn to address those determinants. And that's what I worked on. And if I had more time, I'd love to tell you some of the stories about my patients, and hopefully we'll get to do that, some of us, at some point. But it was with mixed feelings that I agreed to leave my practice of solo practice for 23 years to go to Washington when President Obama asked. However, I realized that I gained 300 million Americans as my new patients, so that made it worthwhile. And again, I want to say I really would like to spend a lot of time to talk to you about why healthcare is so important. But instead, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about service. It's often said, you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. It's so important that you become active members of your community. Whether you work for a business or you start your own, it's important to stay involved in the community. After I had finished medical school and residency and I went and opened my practice, I decided to go to business school and get an MBA. And I got an MBA so that I could find ways to deliver health care in as inexpensive a way that I could to people who couldn't afford it. I'm still trying to figure those out, but it was the reason I went to medical school, and it's the reason that we were able to keep our clinic open even till today. But when you're part of a community, it's going to take care of you. And I just want to tell you how that was brought home to me very concretely. In 1998, Hurricane Georges hit landfall on the Gulf Coast, causing $100 million in damages to Alabama alone, and our clinic was destroyed. My nurse, Nell, and I saw patients from my pickup truck doing house calls over the next 2 years until I was able to find the resources to rebuild the clinic on higher ground, and I built it up like 4 feet on stilts. But I want to stop and just tell you that I learned during that time that the business was not the buildings. I had sent letters out, told patients to go other places because we didn't have a place anymore, but they didn't. So then when we rebuilt, the practice was still there. So when you create a building, you create a business, it's not the building. It's the people, it's the community, it's the culture that you build. So meanwhile, we managed to save our drenched paper records and carefully drying them out in the hot Alabama sun. And I wanted to install an electronic record, but money was tight, and I had to choose between paying a light bill or buying an electronic record, so we didn't buy a record. And we finally rebuilt. But then in 2005, Hurricane Katrina hit our town of Beulah Battery, bringing a 25-foot surge of water. And Beulah Battery was hit really hard. We have a population of 2,500 people, and 2,000 lost their homes. The economy was destroyed. The shrimp boats were left in the pine trees. And once again, our clinic was destroyed. And as before, I went out looking for patients to do house calls, but this time they didn't have any homes. Many were living in a small shelter or small camping tents outside the shelter. So we did a makeshift clinic on the stage of the auditorium that was serving as a shelter. And we provided primary care, and many patients had lost their medications, their diabetic supplies, their asthma machines in the storm waters. They had nothing, and we had nothing. So I cut sheets of copy paper into 4 pieces and made prescription pads. And at the bottom of it, I wrote to the pharmacist, "Just bill me," because the patients didn't have any money, and I knew I could eventually pay it off at some point. And the patients and I only could rely on the memory, and we could only guess what medications and allergies and things in their past histories, because again, we had paper charts and they were wet. And by the way, I did learn to use waterproof ink after that. But the community is what came together and helped each other. And with the help of many volunteers, we restored the building. And we moved our furniture and equipment and our once again dried out charts into the newly renovated building in order to open the day after New Year's. But on New Year's Eve, in the wee hours of the morning, the new building with all that equipment and our twice dried out charts burned to the ground. And we were devastated, but it was more so than with the storm. But the community was what was wonderful. The patients came by, they cried with us, and one elderly patient sent her granddaughter with an envelope with $7 in it and a note that said, "To help rebuild a clinic." I knew she couldn't afford it, so I said to myself, if she can find $7, I was going to find the rest. I knew we weren't alone. The community and the patients were there for me. And if you become part of your community, no matter what your business is, whatever endeavor you're doing, they'll be there for you too. The most valuable thing you can do is give of yourself. So don't miss that opportunity to experience the feeling, whether at home or at work, no matter what your major is, be a part of your community. You have a responsibility to lead, and you're already leaders, whether you realize it or not. And you're going to be looked on as a leader just because you got a college degree now. In your companies, in your community, by your families, by your neighbors, your sisters and cousins. And that leadership is what the last topic I want to talk about, and that is different types of leaderships. I had the opportunity to be a Kellogg National Fellow, which is a National Leadership Program, and a Rockefeller Next Generation Leader. And we learned formal types of leadership. But I want to tell you my two favorites, leadership styles. One is the servant leader, which you already know. You lead by serving. The servant leader doesn't do it because they want the glory or the fame. They just do it because it needs to be done. The Jesuits didn't build this university because of the fame or the glory. They saw a need and just made it happen. And I was doing background and I realized and read that Professor Griffiths, he didn't have to provide his students with the opportunity to volunteer for Habitat for Humanity or the San Francisco Food Bank or the Warm Wishes. And nor did Professor Hudson have to take a group of students to Columbia and share their skills and help local family businesses. Those are servant leaders, and each of you can be servant leaders, and many of you already are. And the second one I like is the leadership from behind. And that's kind of a term I gave it. It's when you rise to a level of success that you don't forget to reach back and pull someone up with you. A good leader will always reach back and pull others up. But a great leader won't stop there. A great leader will push them out in front of you. And whenever they let you know that they've got your back, they're there for you. When you start to stumble, you know they're there for you. That's what your professors that you've been with for the last 4 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, they will be there for you. They will have your backs. You can call them and you'll be able to talk to them because you know they've got your back. The other thing is with leadership is that you never know who's watching. Somebody's always watching you. And I used to get my name in the paper for something I did. I remember getting my name in a paper, in a magazine or something, and I had an envelope that came. News people like to call you for a quote, ask you the same things that they already know, but they want you to say the same thing over again to them. So I used to be annoyed until I got this envelope, and it was a manila envelope full of letters from a second grade class. And each of the letters said, "I want to be a doctor just like you." And I realized that my getting my name in the paper, my picture in the paper, or that award that I got had nothing to do with me. It had to do with if one of those kids in the second grade became a doctor or a nurse or an entrepreneur, it was worth it. So you're going to have your names in the paper this week. You're going to do great things. Remember, someone's always watching you. I happen to be the youngest person to be elected to the AMA Board of Trustees, a person, not the youngest, I guess, but I guess it was the youngest, but the first person under 40 to be elected to the AMA Board of Trustees, and the first African-American woman. And the AMA was meeting at the annual meeting, and one of the things that happens is that the board meets kind of separately in between the big conference. And so I went downstairs to get something off of my desk. And there was an elderly black gentleman, a janitor who was working, and he was cleaning, and I was going, and he says, "Ma'am, can I say something to you?" I said, "Sure." He says, "I want you to know we're proud of you. The ladies in the kitchen and we know you're here, and we're very proud of you." He said, "I even told my granddaughter about you." You never know who's watching. Your actions, the things you do, you show leadership just by being who you are. And if you're good at what you're doing and you do good, you can be a good leader. While you're doing all of that leadership, I want you to take time for yourself. Make sure you rest and exercise. On the airplane here, the flight attendant said, put your own face mask on before attempting to help others. You got to take care of yourself. Have fun, play. Make sure you maintain those good friends that you have developed over these 4 years in college. They will stick with you through the years. And finally, I'm going to end with a poem, and it's by an unknown author. It's one of Dr. Benjamin E. Mays' favorite poems, but it goes like this. The title is God Minute. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, yet eternity is in it. I hope that you, class of 2017, will use your God Minute to make a difference. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Benjamin. It is now time to proceed to the business at hand and the reason we are all here today, the awarding of your academic degrees. As we do, I have a favor to ask of all of you. Clapping, yelling, hooting, even a little smiling and crying are all fine, but please do not stomp on the floorboards of this delicate, grand old church. Now, Dean Elizabeth Davis of the School of Management will present to the President of the University the undergraduate degree candidates in the school. Dean Davis.
The candidates for undergraduate degrees in the McLaren School of Management will please rise and remain standing. Yep. Father Fitzgerald, on behalf of the faculty of the McLaren School of Management, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and to ask you to welcome them to the company of educated men and women.
Thank you, Dean Davis. By virtue of the authority granted by the Charter to the University of San Francisco by the State of California, and of the powers vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates of the class of 2017 from the School of Management, the undergraduate degrees certified by your dean and faculty with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please be seated until directed forward by the university marshals? Father Fitzgerald has conferred your degree, so it is now time for you to move your tassel from the right side to the left side. Dr. Peggy Takahashi, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs in the school, will announce the names of the graduates. Dean Takahashi.
Pete Martin Hernandez III. Jennifer Mendez. Kimberly Dina, cum laude. Ida Lucia Gutierrez Barragan. Mackenzie Zane Sullivan Meyer. Matthew T. Sinatro. Dominique Okun Miroglio. Grant Mateoni Goodman. Aaron William Ping, summa cum laude. Jason Evan Ma. Nicholas Anthony Giarratano. Billy Dongsung Kim, magna cum laude. Anthony Menchavez Kayabyab Daly. Julian Hans Daly, cum laude. Jack Sanford Ziegler. Stefan Anthony Padilla. Sasha Kanji. Hannah Duffy Cole Leathers, summa cum laude. Clarence Shane Wilson. Inkeruka Mendani. Anna Claire Borsos. Shannon Lee Sullivan Moore. Lena T. Tran, summa cum laude. Marilyn Sanchez, cum laude. Lauren Page Hansen, cum laude. Haley Ann Johnson, cum laude. Brianna Christine Foster. Kaylee Elizabeth McElroy, cum laude. Hope Ann Pinelli, magna cum laude. Amanda Penelope Serrano, magna cum laude. Paulo Juntilla Alarcon. Natasha John, magna cum laude. Olivia Bradley, summa cum laude. Allison Mock, cum laude. Brianna Teresa Nieves. Summer Marie Bias, cum laude. April Waiwan Tam, summa cum laude. Courtney Taylor Wong. Therese Fatima Crisostomo Francisco. Namti Ramananda Dana. Shannon Young, magna cum laude. Ryan William Buckingham, cum laude. Christian Josue de Luna, cum laude. Bador Almemadi. Brianna Danette Gonzalez Romo. Valeria Morales. Juliana Lantron. Akadina Ola Yadigar. Jordan Scott Sarnoff, cum laude. Nicole Marie Capobianco. Yasmin Leila Dandan. Alejandra Patino. Cameron Michael Troutman, cum laude. Jillian Ashley Kwong. Noelani Keloa Zane, cum laude. Athena Teresa Vallido Palijo. Camelia Walid Eid, cum laude. Maria Cristina Toazon Perez, magna cum laude. Jamie Sumie Aulauke Muraoka. Ravina Jane, cum laude. Beatriz Dunlao Benedicto. Jordan Yu Kwong Lam, cum laude. Kaylin Harumi Tanaka. Alexio Gumagat Cadiz, cum laude. Cindy Ju Choi. Marcus J. Rooney, cum laude. Swati Reddy. Vaibhav Anand, summa cum laude. Keith Avery Honig, summa cum laude. Asia Nicole Hayes, summa cum laude. Arwa Lafi Aldafiri. Ayaka Suzuki. Lee May Kunitake. Audrey Michelle Davis. Chloe Gonzalez Gray, cum laude. Irish Jane Ying Buckingham, cum laude. Sophia Christine Volk. Jensen Lee Bogan. Madison Nicole Gabor. Sydney Marie Larson, cum laude. Lauren Pike. Hollis Richard Hemmericks, cum laude. Bianca Emma Dawidiak. Claudia Calderon. Joshua Anchondo, magna cum laude. Jonathan Mitchell Silvas. Brendan Wesley Farrell, cum laude. Max Palafox Palmer. Ching Chen Yu. Xiao Ma. Yu Zhang. Valerie Ge Yang, magna cum laude. Ping Ting Huang. Mohan Sun. Han Feng Li. Raquel Flores, magna cum laude. Dylan Kent Hayes, cum laude. Boyun Yang. Yi Xianqi. Jialing Sophia Chai, cum laude. Qi Shi. Yiming Hui. Jinsheng Hu. Wenqi Yu. Sibo Lo. Wang Cheng Li, cum laude. Yu Ting Yang. Meng Chuang Chai. Yuanqi Chui. Pei Pei An, cum laude. Yewei Li. Dinan Chen. Yajing Wang. Siyu Chen, magna cum laude. Tommy Gunawan Kathanwati, cum laude. Enrico Pranaya Sojati, magna cum laude. Janice Hassan, cum laude. Seraphine Diradojojo. Eveline Tirtoprojo. Jessica Sutanto, summa cum laude. Elucio Melanie Puspita Lim. Adeline Lucmanto, cum laude. William Richard Putera Alwinas. Stephanie Monica Nathania, cum laude. Tirta Hutama Tirtosfrodo, magna cum laude. E. Setio Sutrisno, cum laude. Stephen Robert Malta. Han Yu, summa cum laude. Jasper Lasmana. Alvin Subianto, cum laude. Reynaldi Herdinanto. Cheng En Wu. Nicholas Lehman. Hans Christian Johannes. Emerson Kandritia Youssef. Ji Wen Wan. Xin Yi Liu. Yi Han Zhang. Jinan Mo. He Li, cum laude. Shui Yi Li. Jingji Chen, magna cum laude. Ji Yi Wan. Yuan Ye Go. Yu Wei Wang. Yu Feng Zhao. Huan Meng Tang. Victoria Rose Quinola. Yi Meng Guo. Ji Wen Chao, cum laude. Bao Yi Lin, cum laude. Yi Ting Zhang, cum laude. Yi Yang Zhang. Ji Hao Huang. Nat Hong Nguyen, summa cum laude. Gao Yui Ju. Ximeng Jiang. Yiming Ren. Ling Yang. Yan Lu. Yuki Mao Mao, cum laude. Rahul Yadav. Dung Viet Tran. Bruno Roberto Perim. Jichi Chu. Khalid Mohammed Al Hassan. Turkey Mazen Gonam. Mazen Abdullah Al Musalam. Charles Villapando Ibalio, cum laude. Yatong Mei. Fei Fei Zhao, cum laude. Kishan He, cum laude. Arya Masagung, summa cum laude. Connor Villi. Stephanie Tan, cum laude. Holly Choi. Miu Kataoka. Shinji Kawashima. Chung Sheng Richard Chow. Lester Andrew Velasco Wee. Shin and Grace Liu. Allison Marie Lilly, magna cum laude. Changqi Zhang, cum laude. Xiaoye Zhang, cum laude. Roshi Xiao. Shurong Zhang, cum laude. Xu Yang. Yufeng Jasmine Lam. Tiffany Chang. Katharina Wen. Zhu Yunwan. Yao Ching Chang. Xi Yi Li. Xiao Gao. Ying Pan. Julia Catherine Pines, cum laude. Carlos Losada. Leonardo Corcubetes. Owen O'Leary. Casey Kim Zakola. Sitara Suresh, cum laude. Lola Janice Cowie. Isabella Alicia Conrad, cum laude. Matthias Eric Andre Wenjervi, summa cum laude. Maxwell George Alcorn, summa cum laude. Hao Fang. Bo Ran Chung. Deng Chi Yao. Jen Zhang. Jacqueline Nu No. Eduardo Martin Sanchez II. Michael Sean Mayer. Varun Kumar Dupugutla. Percy Fitzgerald Randy Bastiani III. Frank Domenico Presto IV. Hao Tai Pham. Wang Jari Wang. Esther Virginia Castillejo. Alfredo Gandara. Ryan Kalani Lloyd, cum laude. Carlos Emmanuel Avelar. Nancy Yong Kwan. Natalia Maria de Vera, magna cum laude. Tul Chunseri. Jessica Cepillo Bonifacio. Lou Elizabeth Dung, cum laude. Dylan Favasa. Emma Lauren Sandrolini, cum laude. Raymond Mark Tersini, magna cum laude. Gordon Juan. Marco Vito Pauletta. Kyler Joseph Phelps. Soren Timothy Steelquist. Chester Youngju Liang. Kathleen Bridget Dolan. Andriana Athena Whittams. Andrew Scott Creighton. Hong Wei Ju. Andrea Elahe Mirabrashami, cum laude. Max Emilio McNeil. Colin Eric Chu. April Delgadillo. Sophia Chiseko Konda. Nashawn Clark. Edward David Vieira, magna cum laude. Sushmita Ann Sujit. Joyce Wei-Chi Choi, cum laude. Christopher Vern Vasquez. Gertej Kaur Chima. Jacob Shu Monger, cum laude. Loanzan. Lorian Santos Loanzan, summa cum laude. Aaron Jordan Padrones. Aaron Wing Zi. Anthony O'Rourke, cum laude. David Choi, magna. Simran Chuhan. Melanie Maranon Chu. Christopher Bellinson Sadlablap. Y. Yan. Vicente del Rosario Escalante III. Ikari Min Miolat. Arsen Majoriski. Christian Micah Miller, cum laude. Sarah Victoria Lanning. Ivan Caesar Young. Sydney Jiang. Philip Kenneth Calderon Sprinkle. John Christian Frank, cum laude. Jennifer Dana Wu, magna cum laude. Tony Ellen Hill. Carlin Cynthia Grace Maluhia Abramo, cum laude. Shanta Van Tran, cum laude. Kevin Wijaya. Ryan Adam Fong. Aaron Tayo Acosta. Angela Nicole Alvarez Magao, magna cum laude. Aaron Michael Estomo, magna cum laude. Moyes Rosales. John George Proen, cum laude. Veronica Joyce Lamason Eret. Claudia Uriel Price. Alejandra Marie Schaefer. Ashley Nicole Carradine. Sophia Norina Cadenhead. Amanda Ann Rasmussen. Raquel Alexis Soto. Selma Kukic. William Todd Berry, cum laude. Jacob Vincent Wilner. Riley Gordon Galvin, cum laude. Daniel Netagorn Chan. Keely Lavin Perez. Stefano Rakigia. Quentin James Hutchings, cum laude. Oliver Scott Bloom. Trang Trung Duc Nguyen. William Bradley, cum laude. Austin Matthew Estrada. Carolyn Choi. Stephanie Barreto. Dana Aki Kaulana Yogi, cum laude. Cody Micah Miyasato, cum laude. Sarina May Crisostomo Livello. Julia Hannah Murray, summa cum laude. Grace Elizabeth Sabroco. Candace Elise Tillery. Ryan Thomas Murphy, cum laude. Mishan Ailesa. William Fitzgerald Reed. Yilin Lee. Chi Yuan Wang. Yu Chao Tang. Ho Yuen Kevin Low. David Wang. Yi Chao Kang, summa cum laude. Shannan Lee. Mei Yin Wang, cum laude. Brandon Michael Padron. Vanny Lane Aurelio, magna cum laude. Victoria Masako Hirano. Richard Katsuro Sua, cum laude. Kevin Michael Mercado. Sean Ming Yang. Terrence Patrick Hannafy. Nestor Cruz Garcia. Ryan Patrick Fetty. Omar Al-Kareji. Kamini Brooks, cum laude. Brandon Moon Kwang Young. Gong Heng Ju. Liang Chen. Wenbo Wang. Jingchang Yang. Zoe Zhang. Yihan Chen. Kun Chan. Dan Lin. Lida Lu. Yi Jun Yang. Chi Run Wan. Yu Wu. Jackie M. Low. Waravan Kum Tom Kitiko. Tom Hatagokabi. Wirachan Sararak. Jiao Hui Guo. Hao Han Wang. Jiao Wu. Liu Kai. Lu Mingzhang. Ro Chi Wing. Zerolo Zhang. Yi Hu. Yue Li.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are your 2017 School of Management graduates. There is another group of people who have been instrumental in the academic success of every one of these graduates. Please join me in thanking the faculty of the School of Management seated behind me. To conclude these exercises, I am honored and pleased once again to present the President of the University, the Reverend Paul J. Fitzgerald of the Society of Jesus. Father Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Provost Heller. I invite the graduating students to join me in thanking the marshals who have volunteered to help us make this such a beautiful ceremony. And a deep and heartfelt thanks to the members of the facilities and custodial staffs who've turned this church over 8 times in the last 48 hours so that we can have this wonderful celebration. It is vaguely ironic that we celebrate the conclusion of your USF education by means of a ceremony called Commencement. Something indeed is ending and something new is beginning. What's ending quite successfully is your program of study. By dint of effort, concentration, grit, and grace, and with a good dose of help from your faculty and staff mentors, and with a good deal of collaboration with your classmates, and with support from family and friends, you have earned a degree. More than that, you have gained knowledge, skills, and habits of the heart that qualify you for a higher level of civic and professional engagement, and for many of you, positions of leadership and responsibility for the further development of yourself as a person, and for the betterment of the communities and the societies which you will next join. That's the commencement part. What begins today is the next chapter in your life. Now, certainly you graduate at a moment in history where there are great expectations and not a little anxiety about what world leaders will do next. International trade, climate change, migration policies, treaty alliances, and so many other vital issues will be debated, and the changes that come may be profound. In the face of all this uncertainty, you possess 3 virtues deeply embedded in your heart, which were certainly strengthened during your years here at the University of San Francisco, and which will help you negotiate and navigate the waters ahead. Faith, hope, and love. First, faith. Faith in God, who loves you mightily and holds you closely and encourages you always. Faith in humankind, for despite our weaknesses and our temptations, we are capable of much goodness. It is your responsibility to recognize and defend and call forth the goodness in the heart of every person with whom you live and work. Faith in yourself, in your ability to know and to do what is right and just. In many ways, faith can see further than her necessary sister, reason. As Blaise Pascal said, le cœur a ses raisons que la raison ne connaît point. For those of you who don't, it's a French costume, I have to speak French. The heart has its reasons that reason can never fathom. So follow your hearts. Faith is a species of courage. It comes from the heart, from the very core of our being, and it gives us the audacity and the power to act in the world as we believe we should, creating and sustaining, protecting and promoting all that is good and human and true. Second, hope. Hope is the holy desire to gain some great good that we do not possess and yet ardently desire. Hope spurs us to attain a level of excellence that is neither completely out of our grasp nor easily within reach. Hope is the virtue of trusting that your dreams can come true if you work very hard, and we know you are capable of hard work, and if you are helped along the way by friends, colleagues, even strangers. Hope invites us to clarify our desires, sort through our many wants, take the time to identify your deepest desires, your holy desires, and then ask God to help you to fulfill them. St. Ignatius believed that our deepest desires are God's desires for us. So hope boldly, hope wisely, hope generously, hope for the good of others as much as you hope for your own good. Finally, love. On this day, you are feeling so much love pouring down over you from classmates, from friends, from family. Soak it in. Be an emotional sponge, totally present to this moment. Take a mental picture right now of this place. Sense your heart filled with joy, the tears of joy welling up. There are few days like this in a lifetime, and so remember this one, because there will be difficult days ahead when you will be sorely tested, and you will need to recall what you now know to be true, that you are loved, that you are gifted, and that you are called. And you have the ability to love many other people in return. Now, the ancient Greeks were very wise, and being philosophical by nature, they made distinctions and found shades of meaning. Where we have the one word in English, love, they had three words for love: eros, agape, and philia. Eros is the passionate love between two people who so share themselves with each other that the two become one. I've been a priest for 25 years, and I got to tell you, in the months and years to come, there'll be not a few marriages celebrated among folks that you met while you were here at USF. We're in a church right now? No. Philia is the love of friends. This is the affection you have for the people you like, the friends with whom you enjoy spending time. Many of the friendships that you formed here during your years at USF will last for the rest of your life, and they will give meaning and texture to the years ahead. Finally, agape, the love we have for the people we don't like, or people we don't know. This sort of love is not a feeling, it's a decision. We choose to be charitable to people who are down on their luck. We choose to be kind to strangers. We choose to be hospitable to the widow, the orphan, and the foreigner sojourning among us, with or without papers, as all of the ancient prophets called us to do. We, your faculty and staff, mentors and friends, we are truly proud of what you have accomplished, and we salute you on your commencement day. Make us prouder still by what you will accomplish next, how you will change the world from here by the lives you lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Fitzgerald. Would you all please rise? Dr. Leslie Golgan, professor in the School of Management, will offer the benediction. Professor Golgan.
God of the universe and of all life, with hearts full of gratitude, we seek your blessing on the men and women who graduate here today. May the graduates, their families, and friends be joyful in this moment to see the gifts the years have given and recall the accomplishments those efforts have earned. As you go forward, your USF family prays you will use your talents to heal a very broken world. May your learning blossom into wisdom and your knowledge reveal the ways of peace. God grant you courage when you struggle, and may you never hesitate to love. Let the trust in the promise of this beginning and embrace in the wonder that is yet to come. In thanksgiving and joy, I offer this 2,000-year-old Hebrew prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lahazman hazeh. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, Master of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this very special occasion. Amen.
You are invited to join the graduates and the faculty at a reception in the McLaren complex on that side of campus immediately following the recessional. Now please remain standing in place until all members of the graduating class have left the church. This concludes the school management ceremony and the 158th commencement exercises of the University of San Francisco School of Management. Congratulations, graduates.